Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Yes, I did get a haircut. Thank you for noticing. I am super excited to be doing another little Super 7. Super excited Super 7. I'm an idiot. I'm semi-excited because it's Super 7, I forgot. But I am excited to look at this one because it's Mickey from Fantasia. And how can you go wrong with that? Well, hopefully we don't find out. With reviews on this channel, we always start with an overview of the box and everything that's going on inside of it. Then we look at details, articulation, and posing, and then we wrap things up with a nice overall rating. Let's get into it. So here we go. We got Disney Fantasia Mickey by Super 7. Classic, ages 14 and up. It's kind of interesting that some brands are like 13, some brands are 15 and up. Doesn't matter to this review though. Let's get on. So the brown cardboard box is pretty basic. It is just another thing that Super 7 does to protect everything that's inside of it. So we're gonna appreciate that. You get some information on the back of here. You have the production date, which was August of 2021. So it's nice to be really late to this review, right? So let's open up the brown box and see how magical, see what I did there? Everything is on the inside. Yep, they always put these things in backwards. Why is that? You get to slide it out and then you look at the back of it. That's what we're here for. Let's get rid of this brown box. We don't need it. Let's get rid of this plastic because we also don't need that. And for those of you that understand my feelings towards this brand, this was a really good deal. It was like 20 bucks or something. Entertainment Earth or Big Bad Toy Store, one of the two during the holidays. Great deal. So there we go. Look at that magical cover. I love it. Fantasia, what do we got? 80 years, man. Wow. It's really been 80 years of Disney? That's insane. So, Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey specifically, and we'll get a peek of what all of that looks like. So we have Ultimates, so this is part of that series that Super 7 does, which means there's just a bunch of accessories in there. And bottom of the box, we got some basic information here, and it's the same stuff that we saw on the brown box. Nothing too exciting. The sides are pretty basic. It's just a continuation of the front of the box. And then the back. So this is interesting. On most of the other items, I've seen like a still image from whatever it's from, right? So like a graphic of the character. So this is a little bit more plain, but that's okay. One figure with accessories. So let's slide this cover off. All right. He is pretty small. That's the first thing I notice, but I'm okay with that. I don't know that he's in any particular scale. It would be nice if they would put on the boxes what scale these things are supposed to be, so you just kind of have an idea across all of the licenses that they have. But he's very, very tiny, which is pretty fitting. I mean, Mickey's a small guy, but what do we got? Like just a little black on the plastic here. Oops me, I forgot to record from this camera until now. Oops. You got all these accessories in there. Looks like a nice set of accessories. A couple extra heads, a bucket, the broom, and this axe. And I couldn't tell you the last time I saw the movie, so my memory of this is just nothing. Side of the box we have the broom. It looks really nice. Look at this. So there's like the matte finish with the gloss finish here. And on this side, nothing. But that's okay. The top, we have a nice little die cut out. And on the back, there it is. So maybe that's what I was thinking of. Maybe it's never on the sleeve and it's always here. Doesn't matter. We're here, we're looking at it. It looks good. It's a nice shot. It's got that gloss overlay on top of Mickey versus the background, and then also on this thing, which is pretty cool. So you get a little information about Mickey Mouse specifically from this movie, Fantasia. All right, so let's open this up and see what's Why are words hard sometimes for me? I mean, it's like I do this all the time and then words are just hard. All right, so let's open this thing up and see what everything is like outside of the packaging. And the sleeve inside this box. It's the stairway scene. Pretty simple. All right, so here we go. We got Mickey Mouse. Let's get all of these pieces out of the plastic. And in classic Super 7 packaging, we have 2 layers of stuff. So things I didn't even know were in there. That is very boring. Is that what it's like in the movie? Just a big, anyway. So let's get everything out of the plastic and then take a look at everything out of the plastic. Everything. All right, there we go. A nice overview of everything we got in the box. We got 2 pails of water. I don't know why we need 2, but we've got it.
It was in that moment that he realized he was indeed an idiot.
We've got this gigantic book, which is incredibly boring to look at. We've got a closed fist, an open hand, another open hand. We've got 2 pointing fingers and then gripping hands for the pail, the axe, whatever. We've got the axe. We've got alternate heads, angry and happy, or just smiling. And we've got the broom, and we've got Mickey himself, which all of his joints are incredibly loose in the bottom half already. But at first glance, it looks nice. So let's jump into details. So the details of the buckets of water, I mean, they're gonna be identical. So a little mishap there in the paint. So plastic with the orange of the bucket, and then the paint work is just on the gray handle, the stripes here, and then the water itself. But that looks nice. They're identical to each other. The big book of blank magic. Now, I know it's an old animated movie, but it does seem strange that it's not like something like at least scribbled writings, scribbled text or something. So we'll put an image up that I can find from the film right here. Does it look the same? Am I dumb? And then the back of it, brown and gold. And it looks like, you can't tell if that brown is paint or not, but obviously the gold is. But sculpt work is good, it usually is. It's pretty thick and heavy in a sense. This, pretty simple axe, painted gray, brown plastic. They might both be painted, yeah. So actually the whole thing is painted, or appears to be. So we got the full fisted hand here. We have the open hands, which are just mirrored from each other. We've got this additional that came paired with the fist of this kind of just open hand. So it's another open hand, it's just differently opened. We have the gripping hands here and the pointing options here. So identical to each other, just the mirror opposite. We've got the angry Mickey sculpt, which you can see there's paint going through his mouth, paint around the eyes. A lot of paint work, which, you know, from my experience is unusual. Oh, yeah, you can even see it. So even the black is paint. This is the plastic color. We have the smiling face, again, just a lot of paint work, good sculpt. I mean, it looks like Mickey, but, you know, they're even including this dark color in here to kind of give this shadow through the mouth, which is nice. The broom, pretty simple as well. It's not posable, which is a bummer. Obviously all the paint work here, the really nice sculpt work in this broom lower half here. And obviously he's gonna carry those buckets in his hands, so it's probably good that he's not posable. Mickey, so look at Mickey. So his head does look good compared, you know, to the others. It's right in the same realm. We've got some paint work in the mouth. Nicely done. Really surprised because, again, my experience with Super7 is they don't paint anything. And this is, I guess, an older item, available 2021. I don't know when it was produced or advertised for pre-orders and stuff, probably 2020. But the soft goods look good. The soft goods look nice. Sculpts are simple. We got the other fist to match and the open hand, which matches. So you get a full set of everything. As far as the hands go, we got his tail looking nice. What do we got underneath here? Very simple. There's a lot of articulation going on, it looks like, but let's stop talking about details so that we can talk about articulation. So starting with Mickey and his head, we're gonna spin it all the way around, no problemo. We've got some tilt to the left, some tilt to the right. Can he look down? Not really. So his head is there. Yeah, not really anything down. You can look up really well, which is nice, especially for such a little guy. He should be able to look up. Arms into a T pose. Can they rotate all the way around? Yes, but then you're gonna get caught because this is a small, tiny little robe he's got on. But the movement in the arm is really good. I'd love to be able to see in there. So we do have an elbow joint as well as the shoulder, so he can get some, looks like just basic 90-degree elbow, which seems fine. I mean, as small as he is, this is okay. The wrist is just gonna be spinning, and then the movement like 90 degrees up and down. So that's not too bad. We've got the waist. Is there any articulation there at the waist? The waist is all one piece, or at least glued together. So we got the legs, which are gonna be able to have pretty much full range when you spin them around any way you want. They're just super loose already. We've got a 90 degrees on the knee and then like negative 10 degrees going forward. The ankle is gonna be a full spin and then upwards, not really much at all, and then downwards, mostly because of that top portion of his boot or shoe or whatever is gonna block it from having any more movement. So it could, it's just is blocked by that. But he's super tiny, he's super loose in the legs, but he's got good paintwork, so I'm not too upset, but I really wish this had a matte finish. It's not as obvious on camera. I think maybe I'm just overexposed a little bit here. Let's try this one. The main color of his face has a lot of shine to it, where everything else has a matte finish, so it's kind of a bummer. But overall, I mean, I'm happy with this guy. I think mostly because of the price that I paid. He does have holes in his feet, so that's really strange, because Robin Hood didn't have it, and he's bigger than this. But I'm happy because I think I'm gonna need it for sure, because he does not want to stand on his own. Those knees and everything just buckle under pressure. All right, so that's articulation. Let's get into posing. So when it comes to rating Mickey as the Sorcerer's Apprentice, starting with details, so we'll give him a 5 out of 5 because I think it looks exactly like you would want it to. It's gorgeous. All of the pieces are great. So I'm really, really surprised by this. When it comes to articulation, rating that, it can do a lot, especially for the size. That doesn't articulate the broom, which is a bummer, but the hands work fine, all the joints work really well, and as small as he is, he can get some nice articulation, so really, really surprised by that. But they're super, super loose, so I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 on articulation. Surprising. Which brings us to posing, and he has a serious problem with his legs, but you can have some fun with it. The right hands work. I don't know what happened. Why does this work so well? But the newer stuff from Super7 is just no good. So you find the right thing, you can be happy. And I think the price really helps with this. Posing, a 4 out of 5. So there we go. Those are their overall scores and the final rating. And you know what? This is great. Is it worth the price of 20 bucks that I paid for it because of the holiday deals? Yes. Is it worth 55, maybe 45, whatever it was at retail? No. Not 55. That's really pushing it. Maybe it came out at 45 regular price. It's small. The book's the biggest part of it. Just fix the joints and stuff. And I still can't get over their pricing, so I have to push them down to like a $35 would be good pricing if you wanted to pay like a full price. 40 bucks if you're really a fan of the movie or Mickey Mouse and Disney and stuff, then 40 is probably okay because you get a figure, you get to pose yourself. And for the most part, his joints are hidden thanks to the soft goods, which is always a bonus because you can add in as many joints as you want if they're gonna get covered up, right? So good looking overall. I'm a happy guy with this, especially for 20 bucks. And if you enjoyed this review, then watch this review here because, you know, look at what I picked for you to watch. It's worth it. We'll see you next time.